Tucked away in a suburban street on the Sunshine Coast, Farm Rack isn't an ordinary fish and chip shop.
Tempura vegetable coming. Medium chips behind you, JJ.
The first thing you notice is the time that its owner and head chef, Natapon Chumchujun, spends on perfecting what's traditionally fast food.
So we can't pre-crumb them because it's actually changed the texture of the fish. So we have to crumb them individually each time. It tastes a lot better.
Flavour's worth it in the end.
Yeah.
For believers that things taste better in batter, there is more than your average fish and chip fare.
Tempura is actually a very skilled technique in the Japanese cooking.
Organic fruit and vegetables are key to Farm Rack's menu.
We have the zucchini, the capsicum, cauliflower, sweet potato, and then the pumpkin.
Inspired by chef Jamie Oliver's bid to get Brits to have a healthier diet, Nat and his wife Bella Kim are on their own mission to convert their customers to choosing healthier food.
What I want them to actually see is they can have the salad with it, they can have the vegetable, you know.
So you have a sneaky plan to make Aussies eat their salads and veggies.
That's right. We just want them to sort of like at least come and try, but once they tried it, they know, okay, well, they got good salad as well, you know, fresh, organic, homemade sauce.
We're making somtam, which is Thai-style papaya salad. So we pre-made this sauce. So
What's in that?
Probably secret, but like
That's okay. You can have your secret sauce, but that's green papaya.
that's right, and then some of the carrot. So we want the extra crunchy.
They believe the secret to getting people to change their eating habits is to only serve them freshly picked, organically grown produce.
Thank you so much.
You know, worries.
Angela Britt is one of their repeat customers.
Well, I used to always come in here and order the chips, and one day Nat said to me, Angela, I love the fact you love my chips, but you need more vegetables. And I was like, Nat. So I've been hooked on the tempura vegetables since.
And the salads as well?
The salads are divine, yes. Look how amazing they are. And Nat explains them all, and he has beautiful different sauce options as well.
Once people try them, they'll come back for it. That's the first step to get them to try.
The couple is so committed to the cause, they've risked everything to realise their dream. This delicious-looking bootload wasn't sourced from a supermarket and hasn't travelled hundreds of kilometres. Just 15 minutes away from their Budrum restaurant, Nat and Bella have poured their earnings and energy into leasing land to build their own greenhouse.
Welcome to my food forest. You can see that I've got a lot of stuff going in here.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so everything is just growing, you know, so well, and just a lot of nutrients, so you can taste the flavor in everything.
And these are so ripe.
Yep, that's when it needed to be picked, you know, just before it sort of bursts out. So it's developed full flavor. If you never try the ripe tomato, you're not gonna know what it tastes like.
This is an aquaponic system. A series of tanks are home to native pearl perch. The fish play a critical role for Farm Rack. Nat hasn't contemplated whether he could bear to serve them up one day. He's raising the pearl perch for a very different purpose.
All right, off you go. Good girls. All right, Jen, I'm gonna show you something interesting. This is the central station of Farm Rack. This is where everything starts. You can see all the water coming from different parts of the greenhouse. They all end up in here. From here, I've got one pump the water up into the header tank. And from there, it's gravity feeded the whole system.
The fish poo provides nutrients for the plants growing in the greenhouse. The water fertilises the plants, and in turn, their roots filter the water, cleaning it before it's pumped back to the fish tanks.
You actually mimic the whole ecosystem. Anything that you can think of growing on soil, you can grow it in this system.
With 90% less water.
It's no single drop of water onto the ground, or even the evaporation is really little. That's the beauty about this, This country doesn't have a whole lot of water, and now we have to use it wisely.
Nat and Bella are growing more than 20 varieties of vegetables in the beds, including lettuce, tomatoes, pumpkins, chilies and beans. Restaurant vegetable scraps are fed to a flock of farm chooks. Before opening, Nat enrolled in a council-funded program called Flavours of the Sunshine Coast.
What's really impressive about what you've done here is the whole closed-loop system.
It was coordinated by Helinka Panzera, who asked the public what they wanted in a new eatery in suburban Budrum.
The idea that came out of the program was really accessible food, affordable food that people can understand.
The most popular option was a fish and chip shop. It wasn't the avenue Nat imagined he'd be using to serve up his healthy farm fresh produce, but he's added to the menu with Asian-inspired dishes and edible plants that some of us may not have seen before. This is betel leaf.
In Thailand, we use it a lot.
So you're eating this raw, or...?
Yeah, you eat it raw, you can cook them like I do tempura them as well. It's just crispy, it just tastes like chips. Australian people don't eat a lot of vegetable.
Natapon Chumchujan's appreciation of fresh food came from his mother and his birthplace, Thailand. A bright student, he graduated from university with a degree in information technology, and grades so good he was offered a scholarship at QUT in Brisbane, where he completed his masters. On first arriving in Australia, he was shocked to find out how far removed most people are from farmers.
I feel really weird when I first came here. I have to go to supermarket and buy food where you can't really choose them, Like I used to be able to touch around them and pick them. So that's what get me into the gardening.
Nat's journey into organic farming in a large greenhouse with aquaponics started on a far more modest scale at a restaurant he owns in Brisbane called That Thai. Nat learnt his skills as a chef as he worked at the Ascot restaurant during uni.
So how many people?
Then, after 6 years employed in the world of IT, he bought the business, planting a restaurant garden and installing aquaponics. Paddock to plate couldn't get any closer.
We found it, the customer actually noticed the difference straight away because when you cooked it, they can smell it from the kitchen.
It was at That Thai that Nat met his bride-to-be. He needed a barista. Bella had studied hospitality in South Korea and worked in a resort.
I'm in food business, she's good with customer, perfect match.
Good mix.
The couple has committed themselves to their customers, physically, emotionally and financially.
Started about 300,000 and it's ongoing. Because it's still, thing that you learn, something that you have to fix.
It's money they could have invested elsewhere, all to reconnect people with what they say food is meant to taste like.
I invested in this so I can start feeding my customer right now.
The couple has worked 7 days a week since May last year, with just 5 days off in August for a delayed honeymoon.
The customer this screen.
37-year-old Nat knows the sacrifices Bella made, giving up the social life of a 25-year-old to help set up the farm and the restaurant it would supply. This must be such a huge learning curve for you, Bella, because you're a city girl.
Yeah, I never done this before, and then he was planning to do this old farming stuff. And then I was so worried about myself, like whether I can do it, I don't have any confidence to do this.
Like the plants now thriving in the system, Bella Kim's courage and confidence has grown.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still learning, so
Yeah, she's still, afraid. Like when we got a lot of caterpillar, she used to scream, seeing mice running around, like she screamed, crying. But now, it's okay. Still don't like it, but much better.
yeah, these days more like focus on on the plant that we have to grow. So try not to focus on the old sort of insect and mice.
Plants in the system are now thriving and they've been sharing their progress on social media. But the road less travelled into commercial scale aquaponics has had its fair share of strife.
We're gonna introduce the fish to our system. They'll be the first batch of jet perch.
When the fingerlings were introduced, they weren't large enough to supply the nutrients the plants needed. The combination of that and the heat before they learnt shade cloth and extraction fans were crucial was fatal for their first attempts at growing crops.
It's crying every day. I just remember me and Belle, especially when it's hot. It gets to like 50 degrees in here in summer. So it pretty much kills everything.
And to add to their stress of problems in the greenhouse, COVID-19 came to Australia just as they were officially opening Farm Rack. For weeks, social distancing restrictions meant it was takeaways only at both of Nat's restaurants. Seating is still limited. The impact was brutal.
Big time. Because it's still summer, we're still struggling at the farm. That time I've got 20 staff. I've got 100-seated restaurant that we can't use, Really difficult time, but I've already started it. I'm not gonna stop because I remember before leaving that Thai, I tell my staff that, look, this is gonna be a hard journey.
The farm and the business have survived with the support of their staff, their customers and each other.
So now we're here, we got the system going, People are loving what we've been serving to them. I think we're on the right path.
A passionate IT expert, chef and now farmer, and his brave city wife.
You should be really proud of yourself.
Yeah, I'm proud of myself, proud of my husband, like what we've done, what we achieved, so far. So very good.
The rack in Farm Rack means love in Thai. Together, they're embracing their challenging new life.